All right, well, welcome. So we are getting started with our Making Good Connections webinar session. Thank you so much for taking the time to attend and participate in this session as you get a cultured and understand how things work at SNHU, and just know first and foremost that we're here to support you. First off, kind of start off in a different manner. But first, my name is Dr. James Winfield. I serve as one of the associate deans here at the institution, and particularly my role is specific for first year experience and retention strategies, which means, in a nutshell, that my job is to ensure that you get the support that you need when you need it, and to think about different ways to have effective outreach for you all. So my goal, along with everyone else here, is to be your champion. So my students know me as Dr. J. I also teach courses here at the institution, such as SNU 107 and IDS 105. We'll talk about those courses here as well. But you're going to have the opportunity to be among some of my great colleagues that work at this institution to ensure that you get the support you need for the various resources at SNHU. So first and foremost, I want to say that with the resources here, we're going to talk about just some of them, some of the key ones that we feel will be essential for you to know about. SNHU Connect, so also SNU involvement. SNHU is very robust in ensuring that we have a robust student involvement for our learners and for them to engage in different learning communities and different groups. So we want you to get connected with that. So we'll have some representation to talk about that. Getting connected with career services. Many of you are here at this institution looking to advance your careers, and that'll be talked about. Academic support. Remember, you're not doing this alone. We want you to connect with a tutor or an academic coach. We'll get some insights on that. The Shapiro Library is a great resource for you all as you're writing papers or learning just the different things that are available within your courses as well. And then alumni engagement. We want you to be alum of the institution. We want you to not only be a great student, but we want you to be prosperous alum of this institution as well. And then SNHU 107 and IDS 105, take some time to talk about that. And then the peer mentorship program, will take some time to unpack what that program has and how it's best conditioned to serve you all. I just want to drop just a couple of things before we dive in. If you don't remember anything from many of these sessions that you'll have, I want you to remember this, and it will encompass the outreach that you will receive from various parties across the school. Is persist, engage, network. So that is also an acronym, PEN, which is a play on our mascot, the Penman. So persist. We know you all will persist in life. We want you to persist in your various goals, and we want you to persist academically. So know that there are people in your corner to help you achieve that. Engage. We want you to engage with those goals that you have. We want you to engage with the myriad of resources that are here. And then last but not least, we want you to network. Network with your peers. You're doing that now in the chat, making those common connections with, where you all are from, what your majors are. I see some individuals that are from South Carolina. I spent a lot of time in South Carolina. So just those small connections there are a really great way to connect. And with that network, we want you to connect with your faculty and staff as well, your academic advisors, your admissions counselors, your faculty, your instructors are all going to be great support groups for you all. So make sure that you leverage them as you move on. So if anything, remember PEN, persist, engage, network. That is the mantra of first year experience at SNHU for our global campus. And we want to make sure that you know that. So with that, we have FYE 101. So just by a quick, I guess I would say show of hands, but you can just drop it in the chat. How many of you have completed FYE 101? FYE 101 is your orientation that's in Brightspace. Yes, so many of you have. Great, great. If you have not completed it, go ahead and do that. It is a quick, I repeat, quick way to get engaged with the resources. So some of the resources that you have unpacked or uncovered within FYE 101, we're going to explain those in more detail today. right? And what that does is that serves as a resource hub for you all so that you can have that to refer to in FYE 101 with those resources, how to connect, and then also what your courses will look like because your courses are going to be in the same platform, right? So making sure that you do that. All right, so enough of me. We're going to hand it over to one of my great colleagues within student involvement, Chantel Freeman, and she's going to talk to you all about just getting that online student life support that we have here at SNHU. So, Chantel.
Thank you so much, Dr. J. All right. So, again, my name is Chantel Freeman. I get to join you today from the Office of Student Involvement to talk to you about all the fun things about online student life here at SNHU. So one of the really cool things that you'll get to hear from all of our offices is we have a lot of intersections and a lot of supports and the services that we get to offer. So I am so excited to get to kick us off. And I do want to note that I'll be covering a lot of information. There's a lot of slides here, and I won't necessarily be watching the chat, but just know we're going to come back to it. So if you have questions of anything that you see, I'll be sure to answer those at the end of the presentation. And I'll also post any of the links that I discuss or mention at that time as well. So you'll have access to that. So no worries there. All right, so next slide, please. So, why get involved, right? So, we found that, the more students get involved, quite simply, the more they realize they find all the opportunities they have at their fingertips. So, just in terms of finding what is available to you as a student at SNHU. So, it's not just about the classes you take, which are also very important, clearly, but it's about the relationships that you get to make here. So, as a lot of you in the chat were able to make different networks and connections right before this presentation, very similar to that. So building those relationships, and that's important here as a student. So one of the primary ways to help you get involved and connect with each other is a platform called SNHU Connect. So you're going to hear me say that a lot. So SNHU Connect is a private online space. It's only for students in the program-based and competency-based programs here at SNHU. We're going to go into a little bit more in depth. But using it honestly may help you find ways to relate to others on similar paths as yourselves. You may find things that you have in common with, or someone taking similar classes, or just someone that's experiencing similar things that you are as an online student. And what's cool is that sometimes they're thousands of miles away, or even they could be in the same city or town. So we'll find a little bit more about how you can connect with that or find each other using this platform. And a lot of times, that's why we like to talk about this. SNH2 Connect, when you first get into it, you're not entirely sure how to utilize it. So again, I just want to go over a little bit more of how that space looks in terms of the layout, and it's very similar to other social media platforms if you use them. So I feel like some of you will catch on quickly. So next slide, please. All right, so SNH2 Connect, as I mentioned, as you see on your screen, this is some of the login information that you can find on My SNHU. So the directions, the links to join, those will all be on your screen right now, but also you can find them in My SNHU. So again, SNH2 Connect is a SNU-specific community platform. So that's where you can connect with new friends, meet people from all over the country and even the world, as you can see in the chat right now. Online students from across all different programs, life experiences, you name it, they're in there. They're all in the community, and it's just a really great place to find, find others, to find support, and even offer others encouragement along your SNHU journey. So to log into the community, you're just going to click into some of this information here. You can find the links, but you're going to complete your profile, introduce yourself, and one little note, if you've heard about SNHU Connect and maybe you've tried to get in there and haven't been able to, you first get access about a week or so after you are registered for your first class. So if you have any trouble logging in, it just may be a little more time if you're brand new. If it has been a week or so though since you've registered or since you've been registered and you still don't access or you aren't able to access, please reach out to us in the Student Involvement Office. We can be reached at connect@snhu.edu, which is that email on the right side of your screen, upper right. And again, I'll put that in the chat later. But do not be afraid when you're jumping in there to just, like, if you have access, click around, check it out, see what you can find. And of course, if you find yourself in need of support or have any questions, you can always email us at connect@snhu.edu, and we'll be able to help you. So we'll go ahead and pass the next slide. So this is really cool. So this is another sort of advanced function that you can do in SNHU Connect, which I sort of alluded to a little bit earlier. So again, using SNU Connect, you can meet peers, you can build your network, but by visiting this little sort of screen, this function here, which is called the Advanced People Search, you actually can enter a combination of search criteria in the search fields that you can see here, such as home city, state, degree program, and when you click search, it's going to populate all the people that are in SNHU Connect that meet the criteria you're looking for. So that's really cool because then you can click on the other student profiles, you can learn more about them, you can follow their feed, you can find their emails to connect with them. And again, just very similarly to what you were doing in the chat, that's how you can use SNHU Connect. And if you're going to look, if you see on the left here on the little the student profiles that I have in the example, if there's a blue avatar, that's somebody that hasn't really necessarily updated their page and added a picture. So if I could share one thing with you today is when you get into SNHU Connect, make sure you add to your profile and make it your own, including a picture. And it doesn't have to be you. It could be maybe your favorite artwork or maybe a pet, but anything you make it to specific to you, because similarly to you searching for others, others could be searching for you. So it would be really nice for those to see a face, to know you're a real person that can be connected with, that is active in that community. So you'll be able to see other students that have also entered their information in their profile. So make sure to complete that profile so other students can find you and make it your own. And again, if you don't have access, if you're playing around maybe on the side here, know that you will have access after a week of registration. So if you have access issues, just give it about a week and then just give us a call or email us and we'll help you just to make sure that you can get in there because you'll definitely want to play around. So I'll go ahead and pop to the next slide here. So this is one of our favorite spaces. So really quick question in the chat. Has anybody looked into clubs or joined any clubs yet here at SNHU as an online student? And it's okay if you haven't. Okay, I see a couple I haves, not yets. Love that. Okay, so if you have, amazing, means you're in there, you're jumping into Student Connect. If you haven't, you're in the right place. We have a ton of really cool different opportunities for you to join, even as an online student here. So we have educational clubs, we have social clubs, we have a university sponsored group. So all of our clubs here at SNHU are free to join, and you can get involved in clubs as soon as you have access to SNHU Connect. So as soon as today, if you have access. So to join, all you've got to do is jump into the community and search for maybe one of these clubs that you're interested in. You can either email the club or post on the group. All of the pages, they're specific to those groups. They have their unique email address, and you just can go ahead and email them if you're like, I want to be in this club. I want to know everything they're doing, and they'll add you to their roster, and then you're officially in the club. So, and honestly, if you're not sure what you want to join yet, if you're like, I think this might be cool, but I'm not positive, you can just follow those pages and see what they're doing, see what the content they're posting, see if you're vibing with it. And if you are, that's how you can then join. And our recommendation is to join like one or two, see maybe how much time or investment that they take. So they're all different in terms of various activities and things they would like you to do and join in on. And of course, you want to make sure you have a solid routine of your coursework first. But then you can kind of move on and the world is your oyster from there. So they have, you can attend virtual meetings, they do virtual events. Sometimes they're just sort of passive on their SNHU Connect group page that you can find, or sometimes they're actually live webinar events, like virtual events. So most groups try to meet at least once a month, and others will do some joint events or some fun contests. So they have they put a lot of energy and a lot of time into helping people feel connected. And so definitely check out the clubs if you haven't already. And I'll pop over to the next slide, which we actually have another space in SNHU Clinic called the Club Hub. And so this is sort of like your virtual student, like virtual club lounge, where all of those clubs and orgs that you saw on that page earlier, they can share their events and contests and meetings. And so you can just sort of see the pulse of what's going on. But I want to mention this because if you didn't see a club, maybe you're like, I am very much into fill in the blank that we maybe don't have as a club, you can head into Club Hub, throw your club or idea out, and you can see if there are any other students that are interested as well. So it's also a space that you can find, you can find clubs and orgs and things that are happening in existing clubs, but you can also share ideas on maybe some new clubs and orgs, which is why we have such a vibrant community, because they come from all ideas that you come up with. So definitely check out the Club Hub when you're in there as well. So we'll go ahead and pop to the next slide here. we'll talk a little bit about one thing that a lot of folks are interested in and didn't realize that they have access to as an online student, is we have honor societies here at SNHU for online students. So the 5 honor societies here on your screen, they're available to course-based students that have GPAs. So we have Alpha Sigma Lambda, which is a continuing ed honor society open for undergrad students. We have Delta Mu Delta, which is a business-related major. National Society in Leadership and Success, which is both undergrad and grad and sort of a general leadership society. We have Phi Lambda Theta, which is education, and Sigma Tau Delta, which is our English society. So what's cool about these is there's nothing you need to do except for focus on your studies in terms of being a member of these, because they are specific in terms of eligibility requirements. So what I mean is if you qualify for any of these honor societies, you're going to get an invitation, and that's going to be sent right to your SNHU email. So they happen, the invitations happen generally once a year in the fall, so they'll be coming up this fall. The only society that actually invites twice a year is the National Society of Leadership and Success, which is that leadership society. Every single one of these have deadlines in terms of like when you have to say that you're going to accept your nomination, all of that. So just if you are getting any of those invitations, make sure you pay close attention to those. All of them have a one-time lifetime membership fee. They're all various fees. But again, you do not have to necessarily worry about those pieces in terms of like figuring out when you want to like, and there's no self-nomination necessarily. It's all if you're meeting eligibility, you will get an email to your SNHU your inbox. So you just keep an eye out on those, check those out, and we will help you with any questions that you have when you have let's manifesting honor society invitations when you meet eligibility and get an invitation. And we always will help you in terms of support if you have any questions, should you meet eligibility requirements and get an invitation for one of these honor societies. You can opt in and out. If you receive an invitation and you are like, not for me, you do not have to do that. But those are just a really cool benefit of being an SNHU student, is that we have these available for our students. So again, some are available for grad, undergrad, some are for both, but you'll actually see some group spaces in SNHU Connect, which we just talked about, for each one of these groups as well. So you can learn and follow just to learn more and see what those societies are all about and what the members are doing. So definitely check those out. You don't have to be a member of the society to check out the page. So definitely check those out. And again, shameless plug, one thing I would love to make sure that you walk away from this webinar with, and I'm sure others will share too, is just to make sure you check that SNHU email regularly. It's important for so many things here at SNHU. It's where we'll communicate with you about all of the things on your educational journey. So it's just good to get in the habit of that now, not necessarily just for honor societies, just for everything. So, so we'll pop to the next slide, please. All right, so this is some of my favorite things. So we also have online and regional events. So we try to host as many events as we can that cover all of those buckets. And we actually love to join forces with as much as we can with our alumni engagement office that you're going to get to hear from later today, and a lot of other partners as well. So we're just, as a student involvement office, we're on a mission to host fun events and allow you all to connect and network and get to know each other and connect with your university. So, and we also try to invite family and friends to the party when we can. So some photos you see here is just some of our meetups around the country. So we look and see where we have pockets of students and maybe alumni for connecting, or faculty and staff, and we invite you to just join and hang out with us. So we actually just got back from one from Austin, Texas, which was really fun. So one of the cool things, or one of the many cool things of offerings here at SNHU, is that we really try to find opportunities for events in real life and also virtual, just to connect and make sure you feel connected. For meetups and socials, we have a virtual leadership conference annually called Leads, which we love to see you at. And then I'm not stealing any thunder, but we also have a homecoming event and Global Days, which are 2 amazing events that we support as well, that you'll get to hear from our alumni team later as well. So all these things to say, they're just a way for you to connect with each other as online students, and a way to connect with Southern New Hampshire University, because you're officially part of the family. So you can find all of these events that you can see here, along with others, on the event calendar, which is listed at the very bottom of that slide that you're seeing here. And I'll make sure to pop that into the chat in just a few as well. So I'll just pop to the next slide here, talk a little bit more about some learning communities. So these are also spaces within SNHU Connect, if you're searching around, that you can find where you can connect with others as well. So there are some affinity groups, which are based on identities or just career, social, student support related. So you can see some of those listed on the screen. They vary depending on what's available, but you can find information on this page about the online student leadership group as well, which I wanted to shamelessly plug, which is called the Student Engagement Council, along with the application criteria if you're interested in Student Engagement Council and the eligibility of what that looks like. So the Student Engagement Council, also fondly referred to as the SEC, it's a group of online students that meet with staff and SNHU to provide support and feedback on the whole like online experience at SNHU. And they also are assigned groups so they can support others and peers. You may see them in the community if you're popping around there as well, so they can engage and help you with that since they are very much skilled in the online experience, being student leaders themselves. So some cool information there as well. So we'll go ahead to the next slide here. I promise you'll stop listening to me in just a moment. So in closing, if I hope that the messaging has been clear, that we just love to support you and make sure you can find spaces that you can connect. But here is a picture of an event that we hosted in California. Again, we just love to get students like you together in person and online. We have a lot of virtual events just like this one. And we just cannot wait for you to attend a future event. So I look forward to answering your questions in the chat and getting to know you. I'm going to post some of the links that I discussed in our spaces in the chat now, and I look forward to seeing you all in SNHU Connect soon. And with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and pass it on over to our amazing career services here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And hi, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled to be here with all of you today. So my name is Alyssa Laskowski, and I am a career engagement partner within the SNHU Career Services team here at SNHU. So my team primarily focuses on connecting students like you with career services and all of our resources early on in your academic programs. So, for those of you who may have not heard about SNHU Career Services, we are a free career advising and career exploration service for current online students and a free lifetime service for all of our graduates. And so, I'm going to spend some time today to talk about how career services can be of benefit to you here and now. So, next slide, please. Now, most of our students here are attending SNHU for a variety of career-related reasons. So either they want to maybe explore a new career or advance within their current one. And so you might not realize it, but your SNHU Career Services team here offers many different types of support services related to getting you prepared for your next career venture. And so our team can partner with you one-on-one to help you outline your unique career plan during your academic or college program. However, I do have to say it seems that most students tend to wait until graduation or even after graduation to begin connecting with us and our team. And we totally understand. It can be intimidating and oftentimes overwhelming to start thinking about your career plans. Trust me, everyone feels this way, myself included. But our career services team can help you facilitate your next steps, no matter where you may be in your career journey. And trust me, you will get the best results if you connect with our team and our career resources earlier than your graduation. This way, you can start exploring what careers interest you and then start to plan out and take more focused academic courses that best align with your career aspirations. And so I know it may not seem like a priority right now while you're just getting started and you're just going through your coursework. But again, I can't emphasize enough the importance of reaching out to the SNHU Career Services team early on in your program to start planning those potential career paths that best suit you. So if you're thinking, well, I don't know what careers are out there for me, that is not a problem. That's exactly why our team is here, and we can help you start that exploration journey here and now. So next slide, please. So whether you're starting a new career or maybe you're looking to advance and grow within your current field, our SNHU Career Services team can assist you in a variety of different ways. So students can reach out via email or call our SNHU Career Services team directly anytime during your academic program. So our career advisors are located nationwide, and we have over 70 plus professional career advisors on the team. And so SNHU career advisors can provide, again, a variety of different services, but that includes individualized support to students geared towards career goal setting, helping with your professional resume or cover letter, or even your portfolio, helping you with interview preparation, as well as job or internship search strategies and ideas, salary negotiation tactics, and either personal social media branding, and much more. We also work with you if you are interested in pursuing an internship, and we host career events that students can attend throughout the entire academic year. So again, don't wait to reach out to us. We are here to support your career journey, again, no matter where you may be starting from. Next slide, please. And so we have some exciting news. We've recently launched our brand new virtual career services center for SNHU online students and alumni called Career 360. So we're going to attempt to watch this introduction video. So James, if you want to give it a whirl, but if not, I definitely have the link and I'll make sure to put that in the chat shortly.
Yeah, let's just drop it in the chat.
No problem. Appreciate that. So feel free to take a look at this introductory video. It's about 1 minute long, so whenever you have a moment, it just gives you a really wonderful and brief overview of our new Career 360 site. But let's hop to the next slide, please. So in a nutshell, Career 360 is your new central resource hub for all SNHU career services offerings. So with access to customized job and internship postings, a specialized career event schedule, and a comprehensive collection of industry-focused resources provided by our SNHU career services professionals, Career 360 in a nutshell offers a plethora of information to support you throughout every stage of your professional career journey. Next slide, please. So what are some of the specifics that Career 360 can offer you? Well, SNHU online students and alumni can view and apply for tailored job and internship recommendations that align specifically with your career goals. You can also easily find relevant career resources based on your major or specific industries that are of interest to you. You can also use Career 360 to view all upcoming career events and register to attend networking opportunities with professional employers. You can also learn how to create an eye-catching resume, portfolio, or even get help with that cover letter. We also have a plethora of insightful career videos and webinars you can watch at any time. You can also access a wealth of interview tips to help you ace your next interview. And Career 360 also gives you the chance to explore specific industry-based career communities in areas such as business, education, social sciences, STEM, liberal arts, and healthcare. Finally, you can also learn more about how our team of career advisors can support you. So again, Career 360 really truly gives you the power to take your career to new heights. Next slide, please. So, in closing, I can't emphasize enough the amazing career support that is available to you through our SNHU Career Services team. And so, you may be asking, well, what can I do right now to get some career help? So, some simple steps might be to first check out and bookmark our new career services website, Career 360, and I'll make sure to pop these links into the chat shortly. Or feel free to contact our advising team directly anytime, again, via email or give us a call. And so to quickly note, Career 360, that link will also be available directly in your Brightspace courses soon, as we are currently updating those resources for you now. And I also will echo what has been said about checking that SNHU email address. So we here on the Career Services team are constantly emailing students through their SNHU emails about career events, job leads, career resources you can find in Career 360, and much more. So thank you all so much for your time today. And now I will hand it off to our next presenter.
Hi, everyone. I'm Allison. I'm one of the academic coaches with academic support. I have much longer hair than that photo. But I'm so happy to be here to talk about the area that I work for, academic support. A little about me. My educational journey started as a first-generation college student. within my family. And I also happen to be the spouse of a first-generation college student who completed their degree in their 30s with a toddler and 3 jobs. I also have been a high school educator and academic advisor and worn a couple of different hats in education. So I have a pretty good understanding of a variety of different educational barriers and challenges that you all may be facing and maybe have experienced them myself. And I'm happy to be in this role now to help people persist and break through those barriers. And I share that because that kind of understanding and empathy is something that you can expect from my wonderful colleagues at academic support through the peer tutors and the academic coaches. So I'm going to give you some insider tips on how to make the most of academic support. If anybody's been to academic support area already and want to type anything about the experience in the chat, hopefully positive. If not, we'll be talking about ways that you can join in. And our big thing, just like Dr. J said, was persistence, engagement, and networking. We have opportunities in all 3 of those areas at academic support. Can we do the next slide? Okay, so our the too long didn't read version of our motto is on the right-hand side. So this is, we really believe that people can grow and learn and persist in your goal. And we are here for that. We have so many different ways for people to access support and help. And the reason for that is every individual is different. Every class is different. So you may be going along and doing great, and then you come to that stats course and it's a hiccup in the road, or maybe you get some feedback that you could be adding more detail to your writing. So we have something to meet you where you're at. We have on the left-hand side, these are our current ways for you to interact. You can do all of them. You can choose one that works best for you. We have 24/7 drop-in workshops, written feedback, and then pre-scheduled support. And I'm going to go through some tips about each one of those. If we can move the slide forward. Awesome. You can find us in every single one of your classes. So if you just go up to that little banner to the top, you'll see academic support right next to the fantastic Shapiro library. And when you click on that, what you will see is what I call the menu. So at the top of the menu, there's things that you can click on, and then there's also squares on the menu, which are going to go over all of the areas that we're talking about. It's going to be in every single one of your classes. So that's the really nice thing, that we're here for you throughout your whole educational journey. Next slide, please. Okay, so first and foremost, 24/7 drop-in tutoring is just that. If you are working really late at night, really early in the morning, and you have a question and you know that your instructor is not going to be getting back to you in an hour because it's 3 in the morning, this is a good opportunity to use chat-based or voice chat to maybe get unstuck. So if you have a quick question or are a little confused on a concept in your assignment, this is a good opportunity. You select the topic, you select the subject, and then you enter your question. If you want a voice chat, you click on that. If you just want a text-based chat, that's okay as well. Hit connect now and you get hooked up with somebody. And that's the very first little icon on our menu at the top where it says 24/7 drop-in tutoring. So that's our first one. Next slide, please. Written feedback. Sometimes you might hear from your instructors that maybe you need a little bit of help with your writing. Sometimes you might also hear, go to the writing center. We used to be called the writing center, but now we're academic support. So if they say, if you hear from an instructor, writing center, they just mean academic support written feedback. So we have the written feedback area that's also at the top of that menu at academic support. And they get back with, it's just having a second set of eyes on your draft before you're graded for it. So you fill out this form that's right there. They give you targeted feedback. It goes to an actual human person and they will look it over, tell you the strengths, tell you the challenges, tell you some things to consider. You can also provide them details about the assignment, what your instructor has told you. That way you can get really targeted feedback. And it all comes within 12 hours. I always let people know, like, give yourself 24, give yourself a day, because you want to get the feedback, read the feedback, and then be able to apply it. But you can also use this as a means to set the deadline up for yourself on your writing. So if you want feedback, maybe make the due date for yourself a little earlier so you have time to revise, which can help with time management. Next slide, please. If you're enjoying this experience and you like being with other learners, we have workshops, and we have a lot of different interactive types of workshops, things where there will be cameras on and the audio as well. So if you're looking for that type of opportunity, the peer groups, the drop-in sessions, and the office hours, we have you covered, because those are kind of come with questions and interaction to talk with other people. And then we also have workshops on particular areas that we have expertise in and that we know. So you'll see a lot of the peer tutors providing their knowledge of things that they've learned. We have a lot of writing workshops. We have a lot of math workshops, statistic workshops, IT and tech workshops. One that I like to highlight, especially to this group, is that we have a new to SNU peer group, and we have some new to SNU or academic support and U workshops that are a really great opportunity to network and engage. So maybe the next step is try one of those out, either before classes started or kind of right at the end here. It's a really good opportunity to build off of what we're doing here today. Next slide, please. We also have scheduled support. We have two different flavors. So we have the peer tutors, and I always like to put out there, this is something that at some point maybe you'll apply to a peer tutoring position to give back to your community of learners here at SNHU. And get paid and experience. What peer tutors are fantastic individuals who have been trained to support learners in this role. They are currently enrolled in courses, oftentimes graduate students or have just graduated, and are succeeding in their classes. So they've learned the combination, they've been there, and they want to share that information with you. So you can book a one-on-one session with them if you have course-related questions. So if you're having a real challenge with your psychology class, or you're having a real challenge with the concepts in your humanities class, or you just don't understand the rubric for a course, this could be a good space. You have a 45-minute session with camera, voice, and screen sharing capabilities, so you can really dig in like you're more side-by-side with a person and get their expertise customized to you and your questions. Appointments are based on availability, of course, and they can be booked every 72 hours, every 3 days. So there's a little bit of work and space in between. Academic coaches, the other flavor of support for the pre-scheduled support, is where I live. And that is a one-on-one where we create a strategic 3-week plan based around academic goals that are going to help you move forward, not just in one class, but in all of your classes. So kind of think about it as, this is an area that I struggle with, not just in my psychology class, but all of my classes, where I keep hearing the same feedback. We will meet, have a planning session, put together a goal, put together times to work on it. At the end of 3 weeks, you and your academic coach reevaluate the plan and identify next steps. So that might look like trying out some of the workshops and other things, or looking at some new goals to work at one-on-one. Let's move to the next slide, please. Okay, here's some tips with the peer tutoring. This is what it looks like when you select peer tutoring right now. So when you click the subject area, sometimes it can be a little hard to know where your IDS class is. It'll say IDS class. If you're not sure, just hit rubric support, because oftentimes a lot of the questions are under rubric support. But if you see like IT help or the subject area of math, that kind of makes sense. The subject area, you can type in the subject that makes the most sense, or hit rubric support again if you need just some general help understanding the assignment better. Select a time that works best for you. So you'll see these blue buttons light up on the calendar, and then you click on the side and you see times. When you click on those times, you'll see some names and some of their areas of expertise. So some of the skills that they excel in. If you've been in a workshop and you really like the way a tutor explains something, you can select that tutor from the dropdown as well. So those are the tips and tricks on using the peer tutoring. Next slide, please. For academic coaching, these are the steps to get connected for that planning session that I mentioned. So you select pre-scheduled support, which is also where the peer tutors live, and then you get a choose your own adventure. I don't understand the course that I'm taking for the term, that's going to direct you back to 24/7 and the peer tutors, because they're going to be the best support for that. Or I struggle to do well no matter what, and I need somebody to help me set goals, build my skills, and help me get through those challenges. If that's the case, you select that, and then you're taken over to this other area where you select a skill that is impacting you. So that might be time management, that might be organization, reading comprehension, or just general support for strengthening your academic skills. Select one. I usually say select the one that's the thing that's the biggest barrier now, because you and your coach will talk about that one skill. If you feel it really is all of the skills, then you'll talk about that in your planning session as well. Then you'll see, just like with the peer tutors, you'll see that calendar light up. You'll see who's available at a time that works best for you, and you can book with them. I do recommend booking the time that you think will work over the course of a couple of weeks. That way they're able to, when they schedule the additional sessions, keep that time. So those are my tips and tricks on the pre-scheduled support. Can we move the slide up? Okay. We also have resources. So if you're a person that just likes a little bit of extra knowledge, we have videos, we have sheet guides, we have infographics, we have a whole lot of stuff over on the resources section that you can search through, and there's like a rating system to it. So APA and MLA come up a lot. We have a lot of things to help with that as well. And then next slide. All of our videos are available at our YouTube channel, which has, I think it had 95 videos at this time, but it has many more videos now. So if you're a person that learns best through, through watching, hearing, and the ability to pause and watch through something, then this is going to be a really good resource for you while you're learning, is our SNHU Academic Support YouTube channel. I saw a few questions come up, so I'll go back over them once we move on to the next speaker, if there's anything that Melanie didn't cover. But our big thing is we have a lot to help you, and we want to help. So our goal in being here is to help you meet your goals. We hope that you come and check us out if you need some help and find what works best for you. I'm going to post in the chat area right now a video that goes over everything that I went over in like a 4-minute video, how to find everything. So that'll be really helpful going back over this. And then I will go back through and see if there's any questions to answer in the chat as well. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for letting me participate.
Thank you so much, Allison. Well, hey, everybody. I'm Melanie Shop. I teach in the first year experience program. I teach IDS 105 and SNHU 107, in case any of y'all are taking that class coming up this next term when you get started. I get to wear another hat today and introduce y'all to our incredible, amazing library, the Shapiro Library here at SNHU. So first and foremost, I popped it in the chat, but I want to make sure I say this too, is we know that there is a lot of resources and a lot of information that we are covering today. It can be a little bit overwhelming. So take a deep breath, just kind of sit back and let it all kind of soak in. This is recorded, so we will be sending out the recording to your student email or however you registered for the event. It's going to go out automatically here in just a couple of days, and you can come back and watch this video as much as you need to in case you forgot something or want to double check something. We got a lot of people and a lot of teams here at the university that are here to support your success. And there's something that's a little bit, something that's for everybody. So that's what's really cool about getting to know all these departments. So our library, first and foremost, y'all, has an extensive variety of services for you to explore as an SNHU student. One of the really cool things I like to remind students of is when you log into your classes in Brightspace, you will see at the very top of your screen a direct link to click on Shapiro Library. When you do that, you can explore citations, you can explore frequently asked questions, you can explore the whole library website in itself. There's just so many services that are here for students. So just know you can literally just click one spot and you'll be able to find everything that you need. You can go to the next slide. Some really cool things that we like to point out about our library is there's just so many ways to search for things that you might need. The library has a ton of databases that are accessible literally at your fingertips and when it works best for you. A lot of students wonder like, okay, well, I'm an online student. So what if there's like a physical book that I need a copy of? Connect with our library. There's a lot of interlibrary loans, there's digital options, there's print options. There's just a lot of really great tools that are at your fingertips for success. I know a lot of students, especially if you've never been at school before and you're a first generation college student, or maybe you've tried school before and it didn't work for whatever reason, and now you're back here with us. Like, this is your time and we're so excited for you. But academic writing can make you a little nervous. Anybody feel that way? Getting back into the swing of making sure you spell everything out, making sure you get into how to write your papers and stuff appropriately, citing your works appropriately, right? So the library has workshops for this. In addition to our amazing academic support team, the library has workshops for this. The library has great features and great databases that show you how to do these things and give you examples and walk you through it step by step. Next slide. One of the other things we really want to make sure that you point out is because there's so many services here with our library, when you log on to the library website and you go to the quick links, you will see this getting started guide. I encourage you to click on it, review it, explore through it, because it's just going to give you kind of an overview of where to find things, what our library has, what's available for you, and how to access the content and information that you might need. Next slide. And I love like seeing here in the chat, like all of the library lovers, all of the book nerds. I'm right there with you all. And our library has some really awesome programs for you. So if you're a big reader for fun, not just academic, make sure you connect with our library because there's a lot of really cool things that are there for you. So I'm going to turn it over to Allie.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melanie. Hi, everybody. My name is Allie Pudva, and I work in the Office of Alumni Engagement. I'm so excited to chat with you all today on how you can be involved as current students and how we hope you'll stay involved as alumni. I graduated from SNHU in 2016, and I am a proud alumna that works here now. And so I have a question to start off. I'm curious if you want to put in the chat, how many alumni do you think we have in our SNHU community? Let's see what everyone's saying. Tons. Love that answer a lot. 254. Mark, that's very specific. If you want to go to the next slide, we do have over 254,000 alumni. We have over 191,000 that have graduated from online programs specifically, which is about 73% of our total alumni population. Some of our top 5 degree types held from alumni from online programs include about 26% graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree. So this could have been a degree in business, human resource management, economics, or finance. About 17% of our alumni graduated with a Bachelor of Arts. And this could have been a degree in communications, justice studies, or psychology. About 11% of our alumni graduated with a Master's of Science degree in accounting or business analytics, IT, or marketing. And about 6% of our online alumni graduated with an MBA. Many of our alumni also hold 2 or more degrees, so they definitely have Penman pride, double the Penman pride, triple maybe sometimes too. So before going to the next slide, I have another question for you all. If you want to do the same, write your answers in the chat. What states do you think we have the largest populations of our SNHU alumni? Texas, California, yeah. New Hampshire, definitely. Awesome. Yeah. So we'll jump to the next slide. So as the map shows, these are some of our biggest buckets of our alumni in the US. If you you don't see your state highlighted or represented, do not worry. It is more likely than not that you have alumni in your state, sometimes in your city, or even in the same town as you. SNHU alumni are truly everywhere, and these are just some of our biggest buckets. What also may surprise you is that SNHU is truly global. We have over 150 countries where alumni live and work, and some of our biggest populations include Malaysia, Rwanda, Vietnam, Thailand, and Canada. We'll jump to the next slide. So in our office, we are so lucky to be able to work with amazing students, alumni, donors, our volunteers, staff, and faculty at SNHU. These are just some of the ways in which we engage alumni and how alumni engage with parts of the university that directly impact you. Our Friends in Career Services mentioned they utilize Handshake for jobs and internships. And what may be surprising to you is that some of our folks who are recruiting for these positions are alumni of SNHU. So you may land a job where an SNHU alum could be your coworker or could be your boss. Our population runs very deep and wide. Lastly, as a student, you can apply to scholarships. And so these scholarships may be directly funded by an alum or member of our SNHU community who wants to support you in your educational journey. Through our office, we provide resources alongside the Student Financial Services Office. We'll jump to the next one. So there's so many opportunities throughout the year in which our office collaborates on events. Some were already mentioned today, and this is just one example with photos from our recent trip to Texas. We were in Austin, and this is just one example of our partnership with Office of Student Involvement, Faculty Engagement, Ceremony and Events team. There were a series of events that we had throughout the weekend in Austin, and we had specific ones for our students and our alumni to connect and talk and chat with each other. There were so many lively conversations that were happening, and it's truly just such a wonderful and unique experience when our members can come together and celebrate SNHU. The next two slides I'm going to share are examples of collaboration across the whole SNHU community. So our first one is Homecoming, which happens each year in October. This celebrates all of our members of the SNHU community, from students on campus and online, faculty, staff, parents, and supporters. And there are plenty of events that happen both virtually and on campus. We have huge hits of our online events that folks want year after year, and those include our virtual paint night. We have a big money bingo as well as a virtual 5K. So be sure to save the date this year. Our homecoming weekend will be October 18th through the 20th. So more information to come, but you can check out our website and make sure you pencil that into your calendars. The second event that I'm going to highlight is Global Days of Service. So we just wrapped up this year's in March and April, and I'm just going to share a few highlights. We had over 1,500 students, faculty, staff, alumni, and volunteers contribute over 10,000 hours of service during our 9th annual Global Days of Service. Participants had the opportunity to join into an official project in their area or do a DIY project throughout the months of March and April. Service projects took place across 47 U.S. states, Guam, and 5 countries. And next year, we'll be celebrating our 10th year of Global Days of Service. And we hope that you'll be able to join in. We know many of our community members are doing great work where they live. And so if you want to join in, please visit our website and join in on the movement for next year. And so to wrap up, you may be asking yourself, is it worth staying connected? And we say yes. We hope that you connect with our office, even as a current student. And you could do this by attending events and connecting with our alumni population. You could follow us on our social channels and stay in the know of all the things that we have going on. I wish you the best of luck on your educational journey, and we can't wait to see you around.
It's me again. Hey, everybody. I was answering a really quick question. in the chat about SNHU swag. So I wanted to just talk about it real quick. As an online student, yes, y'all, you can get access to that SNHU swag. Our amazing university bookstore has so much cool stuff as an SNHU student that you can order. As a faculty member, I order things from them. But also in SNHU Connect, there are groups and community pages where they do contests and giveaways that you can earn some free SNHU swag. So just keep an eye out for that. The bookstore prices are super affordable, super fun, but there are giveaways and things that happen too in SNHU Connect. So make sure you're paying attention. What I get to chat with y'all about today is the amazing communities and homework help and support that you have if you are taking IDS 105 or SNHU 107 in the upcoming term. So show of hands or pop it in the chat. Anybody taking SNHU 107 or IDS 105, you can go to the next slide, James. These two classes tend to have a lot of first-time SNHU students, and or you might have a couple terms under your belt and be taking either one of these classes. What I want you to know about these courses is that both of these classes have what is called a dedicated learning community space in SNHU Connect. So remember, you don't have access to SNHU Connect for about 7 to 10 days after you register for classes. Okay, it usually takes about a week. So don't panic if you try to log in there and you can't get in there right away. But there is a dedicated space, and I will share those links in the chat as soon as I get done today. Plus, you'll get lots of emails from both of those learning communities to your SNHU student email, which is another reminder of why it's so important to check your student emails all the time here at SNHU. That is how the university and your instructors will communicate with you. So make sure you're checking it. So both of these courses, IDS 105 and SNHU 107, both have dedicated learning community spaces. Now, these are outside of your Brightspace classroom, okay? So when you log into learn.snhu.edu, I'm sure you guys have been trying to access your classes and kind of clicking around once you get there. The learning communities, you can access them, but these spaces in SNHU Connect, nothing is graded. Okay, this is a space where you get to know other students that are taking this class just like you, but they might not be in your specific course section. But the cool thing is it's like a mini Facebook or social media page just for these courses. These courses have weekly webinars. So there's a live session coming up for IDS 105 and SNHU 107, just like this, coming up on Wednesday, June 26th. I'm going to check my calendar really quick. It's the end of the month, the last Wednesday of the month. That is going to be a live webinar session just like this for those two classes. Kind of gets you started. Yep, Wednesday, June 26th. Gets you started in the course, kind of shows you what to expect, things to think about as you begin navigating your new courses here at SNHU. But there will be webinars like that every single week for both SNHU 107 and IDS 105 that walk you through the course concept and the assignments from week to week. Those webinars, for the most part, are pre-recorded and on demand. So every Monday morning when you have a brand new module that starts, you'll go to our first year experience YouTube page, you'll click on the week you want to watch, and it goes through the assignments that you're going to be covering and talks through some of the concepts from week to week in your courses. Sound pretty cool, right? The webinars are usually about 30 minutes or less, but there's also these really quick just-in-time resources. We call them focus videos that walk you through very specific assignments or things in your classrooms. Like there's a video that walks you through how to utilize your discussion board, how to find it, where to click, what to do. There's videos that walk you through like how to upload assignments. If you have a template in your class, how to use it, how to open it up, how to type in it. So it's just a really quick video that walks you through some of those things. If you're somebody like me, I'm a visual learner. I like somebody to show me where to click and how to find things. The learning community is just extra. It's extra support. Nothing's graded. There's no extra credit. It's literally just there to help you support your success and have some of kind of that extra support that might help you just achieve your goals here at the university. As a reminder, the learning community spaces are outside your classroom and they are in SNHU Connect once you get access. There's lots of information and emails that'll come out, but it's a really cool space and we're excited to have you there. Next slide. Any questions about anything like that with the learning communities, just real quick? I will post the link so you can see how to access them. It clicks you right directly into SNHU Connect. But we're just excited to have you all here. So welcome, and I'm going to turn it over back to James.
All right. Well, thank you, Melanie, for sharing all those resources regarding regarding those courses, right? So I'm showing my SNU pride. I have my SNU hat on. So just to show that for you all, we were talking about SNU swag, and I was like, why not? All right. So what I want to talk to you all about is the peer mentorship program. So the peer mentorship program is a program that supports you as first year learners or first year students at this institution. And we recognize that many of you may, come out of this workshop and you're like, wait a minute, I still don't know where to go for some of these things. And that's perfectly fine because it's information overload. When you think about everything that's being presented to you, all the emails that you're getting, we want you to be able to find the resources you need and to use them when you need them. So with that, the peer mentorship program, they're not tutors. There's a complete difference. So Allison spoke earlier about the tutors. So the tutors are individuals that provide you with support for your courses and help you with, your papers and math, all of that. Peer mentor is someone that's a student or immediate past student that can help to just guide you through the experience of a first year student because they've been there and they've done that. So they're able to coach and support you on that. So they're able to leverage their experiences and help you find resources across campus. You're trying to figure out where to go for this or that. They can help to connect you and plug you in. So there are so many benefits to having a peer mentor. Nationally, there are so many peer mentorship programs at other institutions, and they show that there's an 88% increase in productivity among those students who participate, and 81% higher college persistence, meaning they're able to go through and persist in their courses and just make those pivotal connections and understand the resources. And sometimes you just need to hash things out with a peer because they can explain things in a way that just makes sense to the student lens. And we definitely understand and respect that. So as a mentee, if you choose to partake in this program, Melanie's going to drop a link in the chat that shows that's a form that will help you to opt into the program. If you're curious about connecting with a mentor and getting some support there, we just want you to think about those goals that you have, whether it is, a goal for your course or just trying to connect with a service, whatever it may be, the mentors are there to support you and to help you with that. And then also just provide that insight and feedback so that we know what we can do as staff to ensure that we're best supporting you all. And the peer mentors, they actually report to me and provide some great insights and give me a good pulse check on what the concerns are that you all have as students. So that form should be dropped in pretty soon, and just be sure to leverage that if you are looking to be connected with a peer mentor. They're also very active in that new Student Connections learning community as well, where they provide different insights and tips. So make sure that you connect with them via that. And also there's that email address, peermentors@snhu.edu, which is a great way to reach them as well. All right. So with that, we want to get your feedback. So we were able to go through some key services here at SNHU, and we want to make sure that we get your insights as well about this session, about this workshop, because that's how we are able to improve. We want to know what you got out of this session. So there's a QR code. You can pull your phones out and scan that QR code. In addition, there will be a link dropped in the chat as well that has that survey as well that Melanie just dropped in there, the Making Good Connections survey. Be sure to fill that out because we want your feedback. We want to know how these experiences are going for you all, and we want to be sure that we provide the best support possible for you all. All right, so thank you all. Thank you. Know that regardless of where you're from, who you are, your identity, your background, whatever it may be. I love that Allison talked about herself being a first generation college student. I am a proud first generation college student, and so is my wife. We have had to navigate college without some of those previous understandings, and that's perfectly fine. If you are a military veteran, we are here to support you. If you are a parent, we are here to support you. If you are just fresh out of high school, or you took some time to work and now you're like, okay, I want to get into higher education and go towards that degree, perfectly fine. Does not matter. We are here to support our learners. We know that you all have a myriad of backgrounds and experiences, and we look to respect that in our classes and in the experiences that we provide for you. So with that being said, remember, persist, engage, network. Leverage those resources, all the connections. We are so glad that you're here and hope that you enjoy the rest of your time. Be sure to remember, log into FYE 101, complete that, get that done and out of the way. That'll give you a little bit of an orientation on how to navigate Brightspace. And then we look forward to seeing the great work that you will do as SNHU students and then also growing into SNHU alumni. All right. Take care, everyone.